Hi guys, I am going to do a picture of a tiger today. So let's get this central on the thingy. Right, so I'm going to do a picture of a tiger and her cub. So I'll just get her outline in, just get the shapes, get her basic shapes in. Just do her in with pencil first. Try not to do her too big for the page. Just get her head shape in. And she's sort of got a hexagonal head. And that shoulder's covered by her cub. So I'll just get this shoulder in. Do her back. They're quite long-bodied cats. All right. Do where her eyes are going to be. And I can extend her face out as I need to. Like that. Take her nose that way. And draw down there. And they've got, their eyes are a little bit upturned. Just a little bit. So I'll do her ears. All right, starting to sort of think about looking like a cat. The whiskery bits come down lower there. Just pop in a bit more detail on this drawing because there is quite a lot of detail in her fur. So I got this picture off Unsplash. Unsplash, that's the one. I get a lot of reference pictures off there. Okay, and her head actually goes back a bit further there. She does have another stripe up there. Okay, so now I'll add the face mask markings. I'm going to do this in mixed media too. I'm going to go watercolour and Pitt pen. Right. Like that. Starting to take shape. All right, so now I'll put her front leg in. I'm not going to do a background on this one today. I'm just going to do the two cats, or the little tiger and her cub. And then I'm just going to do a solid background. So I'll just get this back of her body in. On that leg sort of disappears off the page. So that's fine. It can disappear off the page like that. And this one's sort of tucked up under like that. It comes back in like that. Comes up on an angle sort of. So that's cool. Get that happening. Pop a bit of grass in. I will do a little bit of grass actually because it helps to conceal any bits that aren't complete on them. Bit of a tip there, guys. Okay, get these stripes in. Pop. And she's got a couple down her leg. Now start doing the stripes on her body. So I'll just get the base drawing in first. That elbow comes down there. All right. I'm going to take that around. All right. Now I'll take that around the shape of her body. Like that. And then her legs, this one comes over here. And these ones go around her leg and go that way. So that leg, yeah, that leg sort of goes off the page. So take that off there. I've got to get my kneadable eraser. Alrighty. Now I'm going to start the cub. Oops, turn my screen thing off, get notifications. I need to turn that off. So now I'm going to start the little cub. So she sort of comes in to her mum's face about here. And she's walking, looking down. Like that. And she's on a bit of an angle, so just do that. And her little ears like that, sideways. Okay. So now I'm going to do the little cubs back in like that. It's going to look a bit weird for a little bit until I actually get some of her details in. She's sort of stepping over her mum, over her mum's front leg. So pop that in. Got their cute little critters. So pop her little legs in like that. Okay, pop this leg back in. Rightio. So yeah, this little cub's walking over her mum. And the stripes, when I put the stripes in, she'll start to look a bit bit better. Right. You can just see that other back leg there. Alrighty. So now I'm going to do the facial features, and I can adjust this a little bit. She looks a bit like a bear at the second. All right. Right now she'll start to look like a tiger cub. Pop now, her eyes are sort of slanted downward. So I'll pop those in like that. And then take that down there. All right, it's starting to look like a tiger, almost, sort of, kind of. Thinking about it. Pop her little stripes in. See, I'm going mixed media today. I'll use watercolour and a bit pit pen, because one can have a bit of fun with a pit pen. Definitely get some more darks in their coats, because watercolours is quite, well, it's a a transparent medium, so it'll be nice to use the pit pens to get the darks into the stripes as I get on with it and get it happening. So just pop her little details in now. Rightio, starting to take shape. Now what's happened here with Mum? So Mum's chest, you can see the stripes coming down. I wanted to leave these till I'd started the cub, because Mum's foot comes out here, because that way I could get where the tiger cub is, and the other paw comes out, her other paw comes out the back there. Just like that. Yeah, I wanted to get the cub in before I finished Mum's chest off. So now I just take these stripes up here, and this is a reference off Unsplash, guys. So anyone can hunt this one out and find it. I just typed in tiger and cub, and this came up. All right. And I thought it'd be fun to do against a dark green background. I'm not going to go a solid sort of a background. So I'm just going to do a little bit of grass around their feet, right, and around their body bits, like that. So Mum's leg is sort of, you can only see the pads. If I'm going to rub that out a fraction, where's me duty rubber? Oh, I've lost me rubber thing. Oh, well, I won't be rubbing it out then. So I'll just go over it. So that's where her other paw is. And you can just see the underside of it. And that's her toe pads, her toey bits. So it sort of disappears. I'll just pop a bit of grass. See, you can always hide stuff with grass. All right. So now I'm going to go in with a wash from my background. There's my big brush. There's my big good old background brush. And I'm just going to do greens. A mixture of greens to contrast with the gold of the tigers. And I've got a bear dog outside crying at the window because he wants to come in. Righto. So I'm just wetting the background. Hey, Cassie, Draws and Colours, how you going? So I'm just doing the background in, just wetting it all out, and because it's all going to be tons of greens. So what have you been up to, Cassie? How have you been? Okie doke. So my greens, I'm going to go cobalt and a bit of a rolling in yellow. And I'm just going to, actually go a bit more cobalt in there, make it a bit bluer, a bit of a darker green. And I'm going to let that run in. And this is a bit granulating, so you can see little dotty bits in amongst it, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that at all. Watercolour, some watercolours do that, and I'm using two different kinds of watercolours today. I'm using my Senelia and my Schminkies. I mix it up. I'm just going to leave little dots through it and just let that run around and do what watercolour does best. That's a good packing box is getting ready to move. Oh, that's exciting. Hi, Diana, how you going? I'm glad you got here. That's awesome. So, yeah, oh, that's exciting, Cassie, moving. I mean, it's stressful, but exciting all at once. Are you moving far, or are you staying in the same sort of state, or just moving suburbs, or what's the plan? All right, so I'll just get this background in. And I'm just trying to remember. So that goes, there's that gap there. So you can just see Mum's leg there. Oh, thanks, Diana. And I'm just going to let the grass come up a little bit so it sort of covers over the mum tiger. And I'm just going to, don't worry about this just being one sort of strange green at the second. It's going to be a mass of different greens. Stay nearby just a bigger house. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's the thing. When the kids grow, it does. They do take up a lot more space. Okay, so now I'm making up a bluier green, a stronger green, because in the background there are deep, dark shrubs. I've just got to get rid of these notifications off me thingy. My thingy has notifications coming up, and I don't know how to stop that. But, yeah, no, it'll be nice to have more space. It'll be awesome. You're getting your own art room in it. That would be cool if you have your own drawing space in there, ideally. So because these guys are gold, the green will actually contrast quite nicely. So I'm just giving the illusion of dark shrubby bits in the background. I'm not going into any detail on the background whatsoever. I'm just going to sort of suggest that there's shrubs. Your mind can create the picture. And oh, that'll be wonderful if you get your own art room. That'll be so cool. There is nothing nicer than having your own space to do with what you want. All right, I'm not going to do a whole lot more, I don't reckon. I'll deepen that up when it dries a bit. I'm actually going to have to sop some of that water out a little bit. I'll just pick it up. It'll reabsorb back up the brush if I just dry the brush a fraction. So how have you been, Diana? What have you been up to? You're a busy lady. Lots of arting and videos and all that kind of stuff. You're a very busy lady. So now I'm going in with my ultramarine and a bit of yellow ochre to make a deeper bluier green. And I'm just going to go just right up against the tigers with the darkest green to create the most contrast, so that when they're painted, they'll stand out more. Yeah, we've got 3 cats. We've got Sarah, Sam. Oh, sorry, Sarah's passed away. She's gone to heaven. So we've got Sam, Minky, and Minnie now, are my 3 cats. And they're an awesome little bunch of kitty cats. Very funny. One of them's a Burman cross, and she's a funny personality. She's very quirky. Just ate Mexican restaurant. Ooh, yeah. I've never eaten Mexican. Never, ever, ever. Oh, I don't even know if I'm sure we could probably get it here, but I must admit I've never seen a Mexican restaurant. But we have lots of Indian restaurants, Chinese, Indian, Asian restaurants, all that sort of stuff. But we don't get a lot of other nationality foods. All right, so just tidy up that background a little bit. So that is pretty much, maybe I'll just damp brush that bit. Whoops. Like that, just soften those edges. I don't want hard lines. Okay, so in front of her, I'm going to have it a little bit warmer. No, never eaten Mexican food. Never, ever, ever, ever. Okay. What am I going to do? I'm going to do a bit more. I'm going to go lemon yellow and cobalt blue for a slightly lighter green in front, and just pop a few. Actually, I'll damp that off and just create a little bit of different colour, bit of texture through here. Yeah, Indian food's lovely. I can only have a tiny little bit of it because it plays havoc with my tummy, but oh God, it's yummy. It's so tasty. I love spicy food. Okay, so now I can pop a little bit of just blobs of different greens. I'll use a few of the different greens that I've got in the background. And I'll go in with finer grass after. Oh, I'm shocking with names. Don't worry about it. I'm shocking with names. I can never remember what anything's called. Okay. I'll pop a few bits of yellow ochre in here as well, because in Africa and places where, countries where tigers are, it's not all just green. There's little bits of brown through. So I'm just going to blob that in randomly. Oh, chicken masala. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Yes, absolutely agree completely. Okay. Right, so I'm going to let that dry for a fraction, but I can start on Mum Tiger's eyes. So I'm just going to find what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to clean my palette for a second. Give it all a wipe. Alrighty. So clean up my palette because I've got lots of different greens on there that I don't need anymore. And I'm going to go into her eyes because she's got a very yellow-orange eye. So I'm actually going to do the first layer with natural yellow, but I've managed to get blue in my yellow, so I don't want that to happen. So I've just had to wash that down a bit. Okay, so I'll just pop a very beginning colour of yellow in her eye, and I'll build this up over layers so that she will end up with orangey eyes, and so will her cub. But that's a beginning. That's the first little touch for her eyeballs. And I've done that with my rigger brush. So now I'm going back in with a size. What am I going to go in with? A size what? Where's my littler ones? Okay, I'm actually going to go in with a size 4 and start doing the gold. Okay, so for the gold, I'm going to actually use Quin Gold Hue. And I've pre-wet these down so they're nice and ready to go. And again, just the first layer. Hi, Zargo, how you going? Good to see you. So I'm just going in with quinacridone gold at the second, just for the very, very first layer on the Mum Tiger. Got to be careful to leave her white bits. I'm going to try and leave her white without having to touch it up with any kind of gouache or anything. So the white on her will be the white of the paper. That's the plan anyhow, all best laid plans and all that. Where did it go? Quinacridone gold. That one. Okay. So I'll just take this down her shoulder. And she has white on her chest. So I'll leave her chest. She's got white, comes down here a little bit. So how's your day been, Zargo? Okay, so I'm just going to take that. Keep going. Oh, I've got a bit of grit on my brush. That's because I went to art class. When did I go to art class? I went to art class the other day, and I had all my watercolour stuff in my art bag. And, of course, I forgot to get my brushes out. I just went then and went to grab my brushes and went, where are they? And I forgot I'd had them, taken them to art class and forgotten to get them out again. So they sat in my art bag for days, which is really not good for watercolour brushes. So, yeah, hopefully that won't happen again. Oh, thanks, Diana. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still, what we were discussing the other day on your channel, I was discussing about times and things like that. So I'm really unsure what times are the best, and I might pop in after you guys. But yeah, because the world clocks are so confusing and what suits everyone best. Oh, thanks, Sargo. Yeah, I didn't want to do any detail. I just wanted to suggest a background. Backgrounds aren't one of my fortes. So I thought I'll keep it simple and just sort of create a bit of contrast against the tiger. So I thought I could go with a dark green and give her a really deep background and just pretend like I've done one. It's midnight. Oh, my God. I turned into a pumpkin at like 9 o'clock. The other night, I sat up drawing. I did a ton of sketches because my hubby was watching action movies, and so I just sat there and drew and drew and drew. And I looked at the clock, and it was like 1 o'clock, and I never stay up that late. Never, ever, 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 ever. So, yeah, it was. I surprised myself. Yeah, I'm usually in bed at 9 o'clock, but then again, I'll wake up at like 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock and watch you guys live streams because I'm hopeless. I love watching live streams. And if I'm not asleep and I see there's someone's on, I'll watch. But I don't like when people add too much detail. Yeah, it takes away from the actual picture itself, I reckon. And with watercolor, you can't really do a whole lot of background. It takes away from it. It gets too fussy. Oop, I've got my bear dog is jumping up and down at my window. I might have to ask my daughter to go and let him in. Yeah, it's trying to find the balance of the background and the foreground, and I'm very much a portraitist. Like I've only been doing backgrounds for probably 18 months. I haven't done, all my life I've done just portraits. So it's lots and lots of animals and groups of animals, but not backgrounds as such. So this is all a learning curve for me too. Yeah, I'm struggling with the time zones, but I might slot back into. I might put a vote out on my Instagram and see what suits most people best, and sort of just average it out from there. Or I'll just pop back into where I was on the Saturdays, Australian Saturdays, and I think it's Friday night globally. But it's Saturdays here. So Mum she's all white down that side, so I'm going to end up having to go in with a little bit of blue just to give her some shadow so it's not just all blicky blocky looking. Yeah, that is true, I suppose. Oh, hi, Siegfried. How you going? Nice to see you here. Okie doke. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going to grab, what other oranges have I got? What can I use? I might go a red orange. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how that looks. Oh, that's a nice orange. And I've got red orange in Sennelier. And I'm going to mix that up. I apologise if you can't hear me very clearly when I turn away, because I'm sort of talking while I'm looking at my palettes, which are opposite me. So I'm going to go the red orange and a little bit of, we'll see how it goes if I add a bit of brown to it. Just brown it off a little bit, just so it's not so vibrantly orange. Right, so now I'll start, and I'll just go in with natural browns and things. Like they're not technically orange, but I wanted a bit of a stronger colour to stand out a little bit more. All right. Yeah, it's what is it? It's 10 in the morning here. So I was a bit lazy this morning. Usually I'm up at the crack of dawn and running around doing stuff, and I had a bit of a lie-in this morning. It was lovely. It was nice to not get up early for a change. Mind you, I was on my computer anyway. All right. So many tiger references. Oh, I just love these guys. I've been, our zoos, we've got a few tigers and I've got some photos, but they're not great. I haven't got them close up. I've got lots of lions close up from the zoos, but yeah, not so much the tigers. They're more private. They tend to stay off and in the distance a little bit. I've got tons of meerkat photos. Yeah, the stripes can be a bit overwhelming, but I love me zebras and stuff too. But I do love stripes. That's what I was going to do. I was tossing up. Did I do a lion today or did I do tiger? But yeah, the gold color and the stripes won me in the end. Okay, so I'm just not worrying still. I'm just blocking in a little bit still. Just getting the base layers sorted. Take that down her leg and her tail. And I can tidy all that up after, and she's quite dark down here. Rightio. North Carolina. Oh, wow. You got a southern drawl then, I take it. I've seen sort of documentaries on the place, and I had friends who've travelled the world and have been to Carolina and all that in the States. So, you know, it's beautiful. Very humid. You'd be in winter now, though, yeah? Did a zebra report for October? So lost. Yeah, I've actually got to the point where I've mixed my stripes up and ended up, I've missed one, and then I've jumped a stripe. And then had them in all the wrong spots. Oh, God. And then trying to fix it. Oh, my goodness, it was a mess. I got there, but, oh, it was a pain. Okay. Yeah. To be honest, because I've watched your videos, but I didn't take notice of your accent. So I'll have to take notice. Because, yeah, I just hear everyone in Jenny voice. So I'll have to take notice next time I watch. So I'm now going to go in with a bit of transparent sienna, and this is a beautiful, beautiful reddy gold colour, and just start strengthening up now the darkest bits. And any bits that I've got green on that I don't want green on, I can, hi Madonna, how you going? I can go over with my pit pens. I can be a bit of a cheat and add some pit pen at the end just to fix anything that's not quite the tone I want it. I'm just going to get my daughter, excuse me for a second, I'm just going to ask my daughter to let the dogs in because poor old Bear is standing at my window outside my art room crying because he wants to come in. Hey, April? April? Hang on just a second, guys. Hey, April? Oh, no, okay. She must be down at the other end of the house. That's okay. The dogs can stay outside. All right. So I'll just move that's still around a little bit. I'll just move it just a fraction. Soften up those lines. I don't want any hard lines on these tigers. If I've missed anyone, hi all. Thank you all for coming. Okay. So this is transparent sienna, and I'm darkening up again, just every layer darkening a little bit more. We've got a hot day here, so it's drying really quick. I seem to say that every week, that the watercolour dries incredibly quick here. I've got a hairdryer, but I don't really need it. So, because it's, yeah, I think we've got a very humid day today. So I think it's about 26 centigrade or Celsius, so it'll be, I don't know, 90s, 80s, 90s in Fahrenheit. And humid. So it's weird old weather we're getting. My accent isn't as strong as, or my accent isn't as strong as other Southerners. My hubby is Northern. Ah, cool. So I'm just going to soften this out. And I will do another layer over this. There's quite a few layers in these, guys. And I've drawn them a lot. Haven't painted them a lot. But, yeah, I've drawn them, and I've drawn them tons, these guys. So I'll go over this tiger again. Oops. They look a bit weird at the second because I haven't started on the darks. I'm just doing the gold coats. So they looked a tad orangey. But they will get better. Promise. Promise, promise. Okay. It's good fun, though, challenging yourself. And I'm a bad one. I tend to pick the stuff that I'm not great at and keep at it. Like I've been practicing ballerinas and people. I love people. I love looking at them. And I thought I can do faces, but to do the whole body is a challenge. So I've been doing lots and lots of people. Oh, hi, JC. How you going? Thank you for coming. Oh, thanks, Sargo. Have a nice night, Dale. Sleep well. And I hope you're feeling better too. Okie doke. So I am now going to add a little bit more transparency in it, but I'm going almost a pure mix. And I'm learning how to do all this streaming stuff. So I've just started to, my daughter and my eldest daughter and son-in-law are setting up, or going to be setting up a second camera for me so I can show you my palette and all my stuff as well, because I've not done that kind of filming before. I wouldn't have a clue how to go about it. Oh, no, that's okay, Cassie. It doesn't matter. I'm just happy to have you guys. It's all good. It's lovely to have everyone. And, yeah, I don't know. I can normal share when it's done, but I can't do the share it livey thing. I don't think. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing with computers. I've got no idea. So I'm going to let that dry just a tad. And I'm going to go into Mum's shadows with a bit of blue, I reckon. And I'm just going to go, again, with the cobalt. Try and stick to the same sort of limited palette. So, all my palette's all dirty. Try and stick to the same sort of limited palette of colours. So that way, and so mix your blues with the blues that you use in your shadows and things like that. And it sort of brings everything together better. So I'm just going to go with a very, very wet wash of, I'm going to wet the tiger first in her shadowy bits. Like that. Yeah, I'm not a tech person, Cassie. Thank goodness for children. Oh, I tell you, I got no idea. They get lots of cries for help going, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? What's happening here? Why can't I do that? Why is my screen blank? So, yeah, I'm just adding the shadows in now. I'll take that down under her belly. And down onto her leg. Righto. Got to remove me doodah off my screeny thing. Hard to get your 11-year-old to help me the other. Oh, I had to, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Aren't kids these days know so much about technology? And, oh, yeah, even when, because my kids are in their 20s now. I'm an old people. But I'm going to pop some shadow on the back of her leg too. And when they got to the end of primary school, I couldn't help them with their mathematics anymore because I just couldn't. It was more advanced than what I did in high school because I didn't finish high school. I stopped in year 8 or 9 or whatever it was. I can't even remember what year it was. It was that long ago. But, yeah, I had no idea how to help her. I had to get my eldest daughter to help her, my youngest, and I couldn't help my eldest daughter at all because she went through school first and she was already more advanced than me in primary school. It was amazing. Oh, yeah, YouTube. Oh, Google everything. How-tos, Googles. So I'm going to pop the deepest, darkest shadows down here. Yeah, you do so well, Diana, because, I mean, you get everyone coordinated. Not only do you do your own stuff, but you get other people online and have to coordinate everybody and get it all done. I don't know how you do it. You're amazing. You're a machine, woman. You're incredible. Okay, so I'll just deepen up the shadows on this one. And I reckon I'll let that dry for a little bit. And I'm going to start on the darks now. And I'm going to make a brownie grey with burnt umber cobalt blue rather, not ultramarine. So cobalt blue, bit of burnt umber, and it makes a real brownie grey, but it's a natural brownie grey. It's got a bit of warmth to it. And I'm going to start on these stripes. But I'm going to make them very wet so I can build them up. I don't want to go in too dark too fast. And start to give these tigers some life. They can look a bit more like tigers and not orange blobs. Righto, so there's a stripe here. And I didn't draw all the stripes in on her face, which was a bit smart, so I can leave them. I thought it'd be a bit hard with because of the white, I'd have to leave it, so I thought I'd just do that. Leave it all white. And she's got a pink nose, so just the bottom of her nose is grey. So this is, again, just the base layer of the dark. The StreamYard have guest artists. Yeah, it's amazing. I couldn't even figure that out that day. Oh, my goodness. But I'm hoping I'm going to push on to get my 1,000 subs sooner rather than later, and hopefully then I can use my phone and StreamYard will be a lot easier to use for me. I think it was just because they don't like you streaming from mobile devices on YouTube unless you've got the 1,000. And I think that was the problem because I could film with it, but I couldn't record with it. So, yeah, I'll just wait until I get my numbers up. And then I'll have another go and hopefully then it'll work for me a bit better. But yeah, the doing the joint thing that when you sent me the link, oh goodness, I had no idea. I kept pressing the wrong thing and I didn't know how to turn the volume off, and it was a bit hilarious. I'll see you, JC. Thank you so much for coming by. Have a nice dinner. So pop the stripes down. Okie doke. Okay. That'll be my doggy at the back. I apologise for that again. Okay, so just add. So this is the burnt umber cobalt blue that I'm dragging around. Sorry, guys, I'm concentrating. It's hard. I'm trying to read and keep up. So if I don't, I apologise. But, yeah, just getting these base layers in. And it's a nice natural brownie grey. I'll just take that anywhere that she has her brownie bits. And I can strengthen up the shadows at the end as well. Like if these greens dry back too light, I can strengthen them up at the end. Now these legs come up the other side of this like that. And her bottoms of her paws are grey. I'm not sure if I should have done this paw in or just had it disappearing off into the distance, but I've taken a chance that sometimes you just got to take a risk and go for it, because this is her other paw that you can't really see, but it's just an illusion. Yeah, it looks like a paw. I'm looking at the screen. It does look like a paw, doesn't it, guys? Okay, that's good. As long as it looks like a paw, I'm a happy camper. Okay. Oh, hi, Gracie. How you going? No, that's okay. Thanks for popping in anyway. It's lovely that you thought to pop in, because that's the thing. It's hard when everyone's in such different time zones. I've got to figure that out, because all my buddies are on the opposite side of the planet. I just need to become a nocturnal person so I can be up with all my buds. Okay. So I'm just drawing the cub's stripes in now. Thanks, Gracie. Yeah, it's a bit of fun, bit of a challenge. I thought I'd just go for it, and why not put yourself under a bit of pressure and do tigers with lots and lots and lots of stripes. So, yep, jumped in just a little bit head first. So that's the leg that is in shadow. And now she's got stripes around her back. So I do that. Right. Okay. So now I'm going to start with finer detail. Shouldn't start finer detail yet, but I'm going to, just to give their faces. I want their faces in. I love faces. Once they've got a face, they're alive to me in a picture. I usually do the eyes and things first. So I'm going to go in. I'm actually going to go in with a bit of burnt umber, a bit of cobalt with my rigger brush, which is a very fine watercolour brush. I've got that a little bit too wet, but it doesn't matter. And take that around her eyes and start in with the detail. Hi, Daniela. How you going? Thank you for coming. So I'm just going to try. Introduce yourself to everyone, Daniela. Daniela, I've just found her channel on YouTube, and she's a beautiful watercolourist. So go check her out, guys. Beautiful watercolourist. So, yeah, I'm just going in now, just adding face details. Just starting to give them some life. And I apologise for my little puppy dog crying at the window. He's outside and he doesn't want to be outside. But I haven't got time to go out to the kids aren't home. But actually I could text my older daughter to come over and let him in. So I'll pop just some more face detail on Mum. I don't think you can use a webcam with phone. No, I've got to get OBS, but not sure. Usually just film them directly. The kids are going to set OBS up for me, because I also want to start on Twitch, because you can sort of, not that you're limited to time on YouTube, but Twitch, you can stream for hours, and that'd be fun to just, when I'm painting, just have a camera on and just go for hours. Because I spend all day, pretty much all day, every day, drawing and painting. And I thought, you know what? I might make the most of it and go live, but go on Twitch, because then I can live heaps more than I can on YouTube. And if anyone's there, awesome. And if no one's there, it doesn't matter. I'm still doing what I do every day anyway. I was blown away when I came across Jen's channel. Oh, you're a sweetie. And wildlife. Yeah, because you do your animals as well. Oh, beautiful stuff. Hi, Jane. How you going? Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm actually rather happy with it. It's coming along well. It's starting to come together. Starting to come together. So I've just got their little Bub's eyes aren't very distinct, but they don't need to be. Okay. Hi, Carolyn. How you going? Yep, just having a go at tigers today, getting a bit brave. I'm actually going to go in, I reckon, with a little bit of pure burnt umber, but I'm going to re-wet Mum's shadow areas around here. I've got a little bit of umber on the brush, but that doesn't matter. So I'm just going to wet, still using my rig, which I probably shouldn't be, re-wet some of that area and just drop in a little bit of burnt umber and let it do its thing. That one's a bit wet. Just pure burnt umber. Okay, like that. And then I can move it around a little bit. It's only fractional. It's not, it's very subtle, but it's enough to just deepen up the darkest bits. And I'm going to do that on her face as well, just underneath her eye. She's got, and I've got to remember to keep the white bits because the white bits are my paper. And I usually use, I can salvage anything with a Pitt pen or a bit of ink or a bit of gouache anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I thought I'd try and be a good watercolour person today and save the white of the paper. One can always try. Hi, everyone. If I've missed anyone, hello. So I'm just popping. Okay, I need to go to a bigger brush. I should not be using my rigger. Silly, silly me. Okay, now I'm going to add to Bub because, actually, no, I'm going back to my rigger. Having said that, I'm picking my rigger up again and I'm going back to the baby's, to the cub's face because I haven't done her mouth or any of her actual little facial features. So I'll just pop some shadowy, just some little bit of burnt umber that I've still got on my rigger. And take that down her face. Under her eyes. Just give them a little bit of contrast. Now I'll go back into my bigger one because I've done her very small. She's a very small cub. So I'll just darken up her back of her leg with, again, still pure burnt umber. And she's quite dark at the back here. It's not white, that I'd left white there. So I'll just darken that right up. Okay. Bit of contrast there. Starting to happen, starting to look like they're meant to look, I think. Got to keep that white. And I can add a little bit of fur texture right at the end. Okay. So go back into Mum now. I'm going to go back into Mum with a bit of a stronger burnt umber. Whoops. I always get my brushes just that little bit too wet. And I've got to darken up their stripes as well. But I'm just getting in a little bit more depth. Go under here, which is under her armpit. It's very dark. Oops, I need to sop that bit out. That's a bit too dark. I can move it a bit over here as well. Use it elsewhere. Just pick it back up on the brush if you ever do that and move it around wherever else you need it. I've heard of people streaming with their phone using Streamlabs. Yeah, you can stream with it, but you can't save it. So you can, like I did my very first YouTube video I did with live stream I did with Streamlabs, and it was great, but it wouldn't save to YouTube. I couldn't save it. It just had to be, I sat on YouTube for about 5 or 6 hours and did nothing. It wouldn't upload, it wouldn't do anything. So I ended up just having to delete it. So, and I don't know whether that's a communication because I'm not at 1,000 subs. But I'm sure when I am, it'll be fun to try and see if it works then. Okay, I'll pop that there and it looks a bit too blocky. So I've got to soften that, get a damp brush and lift that out, soften it right up again. I can drag it round and create shadow with it anyway. So that's fine. Anything that you do, people think watercolours is unforgivable, but you can really do a lot and move it around. My friend in Sydney is visiting her family at the moment and told me of the bad weather, a tree that just fell down in front of their yes, we've got bizarre weather at the moment. We had lightning storms the other day, but no rain. We had about 3 weeks ago, we had rain, but it was mud. So it rained mud, and we don't have town water here where I live. We're on tank water, completely rain dependent. So it destroyed our water supply. So we had to drain our tanks, and it's summer here, which is a really bad thing. And we're in a fire zone. So we had to drain our water tanks, clean them, buy water in. And then, of course, the other day we get lightning storms, no rain, and it starts fires again. So we had a fire about 1 K away from us, but luckily the fire brigade got onto it quick smart because they're all over it. Our fireys are just incredible. They are true heroes. But, yeah, it's been a hell of a summer. Hi, Nell. How are you going? Thank you. So I'm going to go in and start again darkening up these. Yeah, it's been bloody awful, to be honest. It's to be put it quite frankly, it's been bloody awful. So I'll be really happy when we get through this summer. Hopefully we get through this summer intact. Everything crossed. Because they did tell us that it's highly likely our mountain will go up this year. So we're sort of on bated breath, hoping we get through without having we've had lots of little fires, but without a terrifying, destructive one. Thanks, Cassie. It's getting there. It's definitely starting to get there. I love it once I start to get into the detail, which we were discussing on Diana's channel the other day, with being impressionistic and doing detail. I love once I've got through the base layers and I can start adding the fluff and all the fun bits. I love adding detail. I'm so impatient. I think that's why I like drawing too. I love drawing so much that because I can, you do it and it's done. There's no layers. There is layers, but I just love sketching because it's immediate. Absolutely immediate. My first tiger I ever painted is orange. All tigers should be orange. Doesn't everyone know that they're orange? Yeah, no, I started these with orange and I've built up on them with browns. So, yeah, it's amazing. Everything's browns and greens and greys and just, yeah, it's amazing. Nature creates some interesting fur colours, that's for sure. God, you just got to look at some of our bird life as well. God, they're so vibrant. You wonder how on earth their bodies create those colours for them. Love doing detail. Yeah, I love detail. That's why most of my work, like I said before, I'm a portraitist. I just love getting straight into the detail. But I'm pushing myself, trying to learn and trying to get into the detail and get into the backgrounds now. I'm not great at it by any means, but I've got a few great art teachers that are helping me out there, the art classes that I go to. So, yeah, one of my art, or both my art teachers are actually like photorealists. I'm not a photorealist, but my instructors are photorealists. And, gosh, their work is just phenomenal and their backgrounds are beautiful. Just they're like you're looking at a photograph. I'll do that when I grow up, which will never happen. Your background looks amazing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, it's literally just, I've just done darks, contrast. This is what my instructor taught me, just to create a contrast. And it just gives the illusion of like that looks like bushes. It's not by any means, but and and be brave and go as dark as you possibly can. When I tried to make an out of focus, your background. Oh, thank you. When I try to make an out of focus background, it just looks messy. Yeah, well, mine did for a long while too. This is only just the last probably, I've been going to art class now for probably 2 years, and I've learnt, it's taken me 2 years to get to this point of sort of understanding how it works. So, and it's just doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it all the time and pushing yourself to just be brave and make lots of messes. I do make lots of messes. I do have lots of mistakes. There's lots of paper gets thrown out around here, I can tell you that. So there's lots and lots of practices and lots of mistakes. But you just keep plugging away. It's piddling down here in the UK and gale force winds. Oh, I must admit, it's a bit scary with winds and stuff, but I love wind. I love listening to wind. I think there's nothing more relaxing than and beautiful than sitting in front of an open fire on a stormy night when it's blowing a gale outside and all you can hear is the wind whistling. It's just beautiful. Winter is my favourite time of year, if you can't tell already. Cassie draws and colours. Lots of people just watch Daniela. I'm being silent, nodding. Oh, no, that's okay, not ignoring. Yeah, a lot of people just, I do it. I'll, like, sometimes if it's the middle of the night or whatever and I'm really tired, I'll just listen. I'll lay there and listen. And I won't have my eyes open. So I literally don't, because it's sometimes some of the streams I watch are like 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and for whatever reason I'll wake up and check and I'll see one. So I'll pop it on in the background and just be listening to it just with my eyes shut. And yeah, if you're doing stuff, I pop them on in the background when I'm painting all the time. And I don't necessarily, I involve myself in the chat a lot of time, but sometimes I just watch. And that's all good. It's what it's all about. That's the beauty of it. Hi, Anthony. How you going? God, it must, what's up? What time is it where you guys are? So I know that Diana and you guys are at a reasonable time a day. So whereabouts are you, Anthony, in the time scale scheme of things? Okay, so I'm just going to pop some stripes around her belly, darken that up a bit. Okay. To just have YouTube up. Yeah, I have it up all the time. Like when I'm in my art room, I've got YouTube on. And that's when I watch people like Grayscale, people like Diana. If it's on during the daytime, it's just, I just have it ticking over in the background. And I'm usually creating at the same time. I'm watching and arting all at once. 4 afternoon, cool. Oh, this has worked out well. Yeah, well, I was tossing around what times generally overall was the best time. And see, it's 10 a.m. here. Well, I was getting up really early. It's 12:03 p.m. Oh, so lunchtime, cool. When we hear 7 p.m. Okay, so this is actually quite a good time for most. Having said that, a couple of my friends can't because it's the middle of the night, but majority seems to be reasonable hour of day, and it's Sunday here, so it's Saturday there, I think, if I got me doodahs right. I even downloaded a global clock. You think I can figure that out? Nah. Jetty moment. One Peaceful Mind. Hi, One Peaceful Mind, Alicia. In the UK, it's 12 midnight. Oh, 12 midnight. Yeah. 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 Gosh. Yeah. I'm very rarely am I up that late. So, yeah. And if I am, I'll be laying there listening to it with my eyes shut. Finished. What did I miss? Okay. I guess I'm going to change the alarm to 3 here. Yeah, 7 p.m. Finished. Cool. Cool. Rightio. So, and I've got to look where her stripes are at their darkest. So now I'm using actually a Payne's Grey. And what I really like about Payne's Grey is it's got a purple to it, a purple tint. It's not just a solid sort of colour, unnatural colour. It's got purples and just a purpley hue. So I'm just going to see where her stripes are at. And they're actually at their darkest under here. And I've got to go in the fur direction, not up and down in lines. I've got to go sort of the way her fur goes. Diana's awake. She's supporting me. She's awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to pop. So that pause disappeared under the mum. And I'm just going to go in with a bit of Payne's Grey around her eye as well. Like that. And a bit of Payne's Grey under her nostrils. And I can even start to pop her dotty bits in a minute. Missed a couple of her stripes up here too, but that's okay. I can go back in. I've still got my burnt umbery mix sitting here, so I'll just pop. She had a stripe there and a stripe there. Okie doke, that's cool, Cass. So I'm just going to darken up the cub's ears. And her stripes, or the cub's stripes, are very dark on her face. They're a real contrast to the rest of her. Whoops. That wasn't supposed to go there. Oops. Note to self, don't put pen paper in your brush near paper when you're looking away, because like that dot, I'm going to leave it there. It doesn't matter, but that was so not meant to be there. There you go. Real-time accident. Happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. Oops, I've got a bear dog bouncing outside my window now. Okay. Starting to come together. Right, just got to clear my screeny thing. Staying up very late. Oh, I see. I'm no good at staying up. Not at all. I speak a whole different language when I stay up too late. I don't even understand myself. Okay, I'm going to pop her whisker dots in. And this is, what is this? This is my size 4 silver black velvet, and I find they're beautiful with watercolours. Absolutely gorgeous. Okie doke. And she actually has a stripe here that I didn't notice, so I'll add that in like that. Yeah, happy accidents. You just, yeah. Sometimes you just got to go with it. When they happen, you just got to own it, roll with it, and that's how you got to. That's how you got to be. So now, I think I'm going to. This is a slightly. I've used transparent sienna before, and this is transparent umber, which is a darker, golder, or darker, richer kind of a colour. I'm going to take that. It'll fade back. And I'm just going to touch there. And I can go back in with a damp brush and move it around a little, just to not have it so strong. And then, yeah, I love the rich colours. It's not photo realism by any means, but I'm just going a bit rogue with the colours, just putting my Jenny on it, making it mine. It's got to take. Yeah, I'm not a photorealist by any means, but yeah, I love playing with colour. So what have I to do here? So she's got a bit of brown under her eye, actually. My phone tells me world timeline, but I don't know what area to choose for. We're Australian Eastern Standard, so AEST. But yeah, I don't know. I might, because I would get up early and do Saturday my time, which is Friday your time, which was actually quite fine. But I didn't want to overlap with anyone, because lots of other people live stream and they've been on way longer than me, and I didn't want to be sort of cutting in on anyone else's times. But I think Diana and I have come to a time that works on a Saturday my time, that I can watch hers as well, because I love watching Diana's channel and watching Ian as well. And so I figured out that if I do that, I can probably stay. I can just jump around. It's all good. I changed my banner. I had it on that I was live streaming Saturdays, and now I've just changed it to live streaming weekends, so I can actually chop and change. Once I figure it out, I'll put it in. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. I've got to pop, actually. I'm going to pop a little bit of grass. I think she's just about done down here. I'm not going to do, having said that, I'm going to darken up this here, put the shadow under that leg. Just going back in with the transparent umber, just under here, because that's in shadow. And I'll soften the edges. I don't want any hard edges. Dinner time for me. Okay, Cass, I'll catch you later. Have an awesome dinner. Enjoy. So I just soften the edges. I don't want any harsh bits. It's gone a bit yellowy, but I'll brown that off. That's fine. Oh, my pleasure. I love watching your stuff. I love watching it. And Ian, God, I learn heaps from watching him. And the other day we were chatting about the different artists, and I follow the same artist he does, which is really cool. Like we were talking about Alvaro Castanet and what's his name? Joseph Spookvik. We were talking about the other day, and they're my favourite watercolourists. They are just phenomenal. I've got all their books and DVDs and all that jazz, and they've got art shops. Well, Joseph's, I think maybe it's Alvaro's got the art shop in Melbourne. It actually runs or works, spends a lot, teaches art at one of the art shops in Melbourne. Okay. So we're starting to get there. I'm just going to darken. I'm just going to pop that in there, and then I'll damp my brush and move it around so it's not harsh. I don't want any harsh bits. See you later, Daniela. Oh, no, sorry, Cassie's leaving. Cassie's saying goodbye to everyone. I misread that. Sorry, guys. Okay, where am I at? I'm going to do more grass. I'm going to pop a bit of foreground in. I don't have to worry about the back, but I am going to be needing a foreground. So I'm going to mix up with my raw umber, which is a bit greeny anyway, and I'm going to add a little bit of sap green to my raw umber and see what that does. No, that's okay. Yeah, a bit of sap green and a bit of raw umber works okay together, because raw umber's a bit greeny anyhow. So I can just add, whoops, I need it a bit thicker. Bit of sap, bit of raw umber, because raw umber's a greeny brown anyhow. And oh no, you know what I'm going to do? I've got to get my brush that I made, my hacky brush that I cut up and made it to do grass with. Where did it go? There it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, what did I do with it? Maybe that is it. I roughed up I had a brush that I cut the ends. Oh, there it is. And it looks like it's had a really, really bad hair day. And it still every time I look at it, this brush makes me laugh. So it was just an old daggy brush that I had, a $2 brush that I got God knows where. And yeah, oops, that's a bit wet. And I saw it. I think it was one of Ian's videos actually that he cut the brush and did it for fur texture. I thought, what an awesome idea. So I went with it. And now that's how I do my grass. And you can do all different textures. Like that. Just randomly pop that in here, there and everywhere. And doing it live, if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. It's, oh, well, stuff happens. Okie doke. So now I'll add a little bit more of the same sap green to the mix. And I'm going to add, I'm going to take it over here, stick grass here, there and everywhere. Yeah, yeah, I learned this from Ian. I'm so happy. And I'm going to do a shadowy colour, so I'm going to make up a purpley colour just there. And I'm just dipping into any old thing to make the purple, any blue and any red, where are we? So I really don't want to do that. I want to go ultramarine and a bit of crimson. We'll see what happens when I do that. Bit of crimson, bit of ultramarine. That's a good purple. Okay, I'll test that on a bit of paper. I'll test it on the side here. That's a very cool purpley shadow colour. So I might be a bit brave and just pop it in down here, just around her body line. Like that, and I can still add over the top of it. Pop a bit here and there. All right, I'm not going to do a whole lot more than that because those legs sort of disappear. That's a foot. I've got to do more to that foot. And I'm still learning, guys. Like, I'm learning with you guys. So, which is cool. So I'm sort of like, I'm still learning backgrounds and things, so I'm not 100% confident yet. And I don't know that I ever will be with backgrounds. So I'm sort of learning as I go as well. And like this grass, I'm not 100% happy with the grass, but it's all a learning curve, isn't it? It's all about having a go. All about having a go and seeing where it takes you. So I'm going to go back in now, and I'm going to go back and just get a bit of cobalt blue, and a bit of, I'm going to go a bit of olivey green into my cobalt blue. See what that does. Cobalt, bit of olive. Actually, that's a bluey, very bluey green. And I'll go, actually, that'd be a good background green. And just add a few more flecks. Yep, that's it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm gone a bit rogue today. I was going to just do no background at all and just have it contrasted with the tiger, but oh well. Best laid plans. I'm going to add some pink into her nose. And I'm just going to do a very washed out little bit of red. And I might do that on my rigger brush because it's very fine and she's got a little nose. Post my Have a Go of a Horse on Chrissy's group. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, I saw the other day was a was it your video? Oh no, I was watching a live stream and it was oh no, it was I've gone completely blank now. My names have left my head. And it was someone doing a live stream of horses and it was really awesome. Okay, pop her little whisker dots in. Oh, hi, Aurora. How you going? Yeah, I love horses. I love drawing horses. I love seeing horses. I think we're all got a bit of horse person in us. Okay, so I'm going to start now. And horses are so noble. They're such wonderful animals. Okay, it's popping at the very darkest of the fur on here because that's in shadow. I'm going to tidy up these lines a little bit. Now I've got to do this foot. This foot has sort of disappeared and is doing absolutely nothing now. So looking at the reference, I've got this reference on Unsplash. Just going to pop a bit of brown underneath. Might make a bit of that grey. Take a bit of the grey just around the trims where the claws go, like that. That's the claws. Just take the shape around. That just shows you the pads of her feet, so that's looking a little bit better. Oh, thanks, Rora. I'm sort of fudging my way along. It's a little bit, I've made a bit of a mistake with the grass, but it doesn't matter. It's all learning. And I'm just starting to add detail in now, so I'm in my happy space now, doing the detail. But actually, I'm going to go into that with a bit of, not going to go with such gold. I'll go a bit of, what am I going to go? A bit of, might try a little bit of yellow ochre. See what happens, see how that goes. A little bit of yellow ochre. Clean it though, because I've got a bit of green in it. Okay, that's a bit better. And just add a little bit of yellow ochre in amongst. Yeah, their muscle structure is intense. We don't have horses up. Yeah. Horses are, there's lots and lots of structure to them. I love drawing cattle too. I love Hereford cattle. Herefords are my favourite, my absolute favourite. They're just gorgeous. I apologise for my ding-a-linging. I have no idea how to turn it off. Okay. And she's got like a lighter bit there. So I'm now going to let this dry for a fraction of a second, and I'm going to go in and maybe detail her eyes. I've got to pop a bit more shadow on her, or any shadow. I haven't put any shadow on her nose yet. I've just realised I did her body shadow, but I didn't do her nose shadow. So I'll pop that in. Yeah, lots of people are allergic to horses. I get hay fever. I sort of get asthma with the hay. But yeah, I'm not allergic to horse hair. So just pop the shadows in her nose. But my poor daughter's allergic to everything. Not severely, but enough that she gets watery eyes and an icky nose and all of that. Oh, thanks, Nell. Yeah, they're a bit of fun. I thought I'd challenge myself and try a tiger and her cub. I'd put the pressure on myself and see how I go. And if it all went horribly wrong, oh, well, at least I'm doing it with friends, eh? So just pop a bit of fur texture in here. And it's all learning, isn't it? That's what I like about it. It's all learning. That's why you've got the best name for your channel, Daniela, Making and Learning Art, because that's what it is. It's constantly just making and learning. It's what it's all about. Everything's learning. It's an awesome name for a channel. Okay. Starting to come together. I'm not 100%. I'm going to darken up the contrast It looks bluey on the screen. Like I'm looking at my big screen and it looks blue. It's quite dark green here, but I still might take it another notch darker. So I'm going to I'm not going to do a whole lot more to the foreground because I'll muck it up completely. It's already a bit of a schmozzle, but but that's all good. It's all good. And it's all practice. So I'm just going to strengthen up this background. And I'm going to make a darker green. Thanks. I know I'm always learning. Or is that why doctors call it a practice? Yeah. Oh, that's not good. You don't want doctors practice on you. I never thought of that. Oh, my God, yeah. That's scary. Now look at the shadow under the mum's neck and along her hind legs. Under the mum's neck and along her hind legs. Her back leg, I've not done anything here, but I'm going to dark that up. Hind legs. Yeah, that hind leg I'm struggling with. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to approach because it's sort of I've got to put grass. I've got a shadow grass here actually. So I'll mix up my green grassy colour. Because that, you actually can't see that. That's just a bit of paper I've left bare because I'm a me. And it's just her paw. You can only just see her paw. So because yeah, I was nearly going to be an artist, use artistic license and disappear that back leg completely because it looked just so hard. I'm like, how the hell am I going to approach that? But I did it. It happened. I left it in there. I thought, no, be brave. Just stick her in there. Okay. So now I'm going to make that darkest green for the back. Let's see how that goes. Actually, no, maybe I'll just leave the back. Maybe I won't be brave. I'll just add a little bit more texture and interesting bits in here. So it's not all just one sort of icky green. Okay. Just add a little bit through. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. I can't salvage the grass. I'm just going to have to call that as it is. That is how it is. And oh, the dog's crying. Yes, because she's outside. He's outside. I've left them. They usually are in my art room with me, but my husband and daughter have gone out, and they put the dogs outside. And my window, they can see me, but they can't get into me. So actually, I might, if you hang on 2 seconds, guys, I'll be 2 seconds. I'll let them in. I'll be 2 seconds. I'm just going to run down and open the door. I'll be right back. And then they won't be crying anymore. Okay. Whoops. I've got 2 very happy puppies bouncing around my art room now. No, you can't jump on my lap. Yes. Okay. Dogs are in now. They're going to make happy noise. They're making happy noise. So this is Bear and Pip, who are the noisy ones in the background. They're my little best friends that do all my art with me every day. But for whatever reason, they got popped out this morning and they didn't understand why. Okay. Oh. And now they're going to bark at me. Because my youngest daughter, is a blacksmith. She's an apprentice blacksmith. And okay, now they're running back outside. Because my daughter's just started on the anvil. And they're like, oh, there's a tingling noise. So we've got to go outside and check everything. At the top of their little hairy lungs. Yeah, they're very happy dogs. And they're always, 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 always with me. They don't understand why they can't be sometimes. Yeah, I've got lots of birds too. I've got an aviary and I've got Gordian finches, little tiny, I'm not sure what they call, little red-chested finches, canaries. So I've got lots and lots of birds, and we've got lots of native birds. We've got rosellas and cockatoos and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, my dogs would probably knock over my art table. Yeah, I've had the dog run past, grab the microphone cord and keep going. So, yeah, that's happened. I can tell you that. And, yeah, I've got trolley tables with my paints on, and, yeah, quite often they'll hit them and send something flying. Okay, starting to sort of look okay-ish. I'm going to add detail to her eyes, except I'm going to use my Pick pens. Oh. Don't growl, Bear. She's not taking your bone. Bear's brought his chew toy in. So now they're fighting over a chew toy. So you're getting every puppy sound my puppies can make. You two, stop it. Pippi, get out of his way. Leave him alone. Stop being a troublemaker. It's all right, Bear. She's not trying to take your chew toy. Yeah, animals. Never work with animals and children, eh? So I'm just adding, oops, the little eyes. Oh, yeah, they're wild. They are wild. And they sound like a pack of dogs in full cry. And my little one, Pippi, is always so incredibly excited. She bounces around like a yo-yo. And everything in life is incredibly exciting. And she's got a yip at everything. Thanks, Alicia. Yeah, they are very cute. Couldn't imagine life without my puppies. I call them my boopaloopers because they boopalooper all over the house. They just run around and make boopalooper noises. Okay, pop a bit more. Right. Looking pretty good. I actually did, for the Red Rover Art Challenge, a portrait of my two dogs. So, yeah, I did. Bear's laying down on my wooden floor, and Pippi standing behind him. So yeah, I did. I've done it, and I did it on my Instagram. I don't know whether you've got Instagram, but my Instagram's the same. It's Jen's Wild About Art. I did a pastel portrait of them of the same picture. So, yeah, so I've done two portraits of these guys, but I actually did the same portrait because I love the pose of them. I took the photo and it was just a perfect pose, perfect composition in the photograph to paint. So, yeah, if you go to my Instagram, both of them are on there. And in about, I think it was about a week and a half ago, was the Red Rover Challenge, and it's uploaded there, and there's a picture of dogs, and that's my little dogs. Yeah, that was my guys. That was my two little guys, Carolyn. So they're my guy and my girl dog. So I am going to cheat and get my Pick pens, and I'm going to tidy up these eyes because the cub's eyes are driving me bananas, and I need to fix them. So I'm actually going to go in with, if I could find my light yellow. Is that a light yellow? That's light yellow. And I'm just going to add, if it'll let me. Yeah, I don't know whether you can hear the anvil, but my daughter's out on the anvil. That's not going to go over that, so it doesn't matter. It does not matter. But I can add a little bit, light a bit around that eye. I've lost that bit there, so I've got to take that back a fraction. So now I can soften that up with a watercolour brush, just that one little bit. Just move it around. Because these are ink that they're an ink pen. So you can actually move it around a little bit like watercolour. So once you put it on, as long as you get it while it's still wet, you can move it a little bit. I do have some gouache, but just to tidy up that bit. Like that. And then pop it on the other side. Righto. So I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to use my Pick pens. Stop myself. What am I going to do now? I don't know that I've got a whole lot more that I can do without getting too fiddly-widdly. So it's not my best work, but it was a fun challenge. It was fun to try and push myself to be a bit braver with a bit more detail in the animals. Maybe pop a bit more, a few dots in. Whoops, still a bit damp, but it doesn't matter. I've got to pop whiskers on. So, and I've got to soften up just around here. I can take a bit of the gouache and soften up just around the edges so it's not just straight, harsh lines, because nothing in nature is ever straight and harsh. So I'll soften it up a little. Like that. Thanks, Diana. I've got lots of room for improvement, but it's fun to try, hey? And I wasn't sure if it was going to work out. Now, it's not something I do often, so, but like I said before, it's fun sharing it with you guys. And if I'm going to make a mistake with my art, I'd like to do it with you guys. You know, I probably overdid it with the backgrounding or the foreground, but not to worry. I was doing the finishing itty-bitty bits. I didn't do her stripes on that leg. I've got to do her stripes. Silly Billy. So go back into my grey. Whoops, a daisy, and that's wet. That was silly. Grab a dry brush and suck that back up the brush. And then she's gone again, so that's not a problem. You can fix occasionally. Got to clear my screen. My screen's come up with all little thingies. Okay. So I've got to let that dry. Be patient, let that dry a little bit. But I'm just about there, I think, guys. Just about there. Let's go into the deepest, darkest. Strengthen up that. And it's quite dark there. That, just really define those face stripes. That. She's got her whisker dots, they're done. She's got a couple of spots here that I didn't see before. And a stripe there. Sort of mirrors that one. All right. Oakley dokley. Won't do a whole lot more. I've lost the cub's eyes a little bit. But that's okay. I'll just define the tops of them a little. And I didn't put stripes on that leg, so I've got to pop those stripes in. Silly Billy. So she's got stripes here. Like that. And I'll define these ones a little bit more. Righto. Okie doke. And I'll just darken up just the pads on those feet so you can only just see the pads on that foot, which is the same as in the reference. Righto, guys. I reckon I am just about done. I'm just going to pop my signature on. So is that dry? That's dry there. So I'll just literally use the same brush with my Payne's Grey. Just like that. And then you watch me tear the paper, peeling my tape off. I even stuck it to my jeans first so it wouldn't wouldn't have too much sticky on it because this stuff doesn't like lifting. It's all right, Bear. Okay. Off you go then. Okie doke. That's just my dogs barking at. Oh, they've let the cats out. The cats are over at. They live outside, but I leave them when I live stream because the cats love to tease the dogs. So I left the cats in the stables just while I live streamed, and they've let the cats out. So the dogs have just realised their little taunters are out. Okay, so pop this, whoops-a-daisy, as I tear it. I should get my hairdryer. I thought doesn't matter. Go at the other end. Do this. Whoops. Okay, I'll come at it from this way. Whoops. That would nearly work. Almost, sort of, kind of. Just come at it from the other end. Peel that way. Very gently lift it up there. Very gently lift it up there. And we're done. All righty. Okie dokie, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for coming along and sharing this journey. I've mucked up the foreground a bit, but oh well, you live and learn. But yeah, that was good fun. And yeah, I'm going to go off and do my Penbury piece now because I haven't done my Penbury piece for today yet. So I'm going to do a pen drawing. So that'll be nice and relaxing. Yeah, I might even do another tiger for that. We shall see, but just do it in pen and see what the difference is. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming along and sharing my art journey, good and bad. So that's it. You've got to be able to make mistakes as well. So anyway, have an awesome day, guys, and I'll see you next week. Okie doke. Bye. Whoops.